And most of us live our lives hearing car hooters, sirens, jingles on the radio and whatever. With the sound bowl, it's a pure, archaic sound. The one commonality that every living being has on this planet is that we have all heard our mother's heartbeat. The bowls themselves predate Buddhism. From the research that I've done, well, I know with my bowls, when I place my bowls on somebody and I'm doing a chakra cleaning, I can pick up a blockage within a chakra just by the pitch of the bowl.
Sound. Did you know sound can be used for healing? This is becoming quite popular now. It's almost a rediscovery of ancient wisdom, predating even Buddha. And to talk about this topic, we have Jason Katz, a sound therapist. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Deepak. A pleasure to be here and share some of the knowledge that I've acquired. Yes.
Jason, so we'd love to know the journey that you took to end up becoming a sound therapist.
Yes. In a nutshell, I was given something called Diksha years ago, which was about 17 years ago. Diksha is an energy blessing, which originates from India. And it was done on me a few times, and I eventually said to the person that was giving me this blessing, I said, "What are you doing to me? I have noticed substantial changes in my calmness and things like that." And they said, well, they explained it, that this is an energy. Most of us spend our lives blocked off from the energies that we're getting from above. We are so focused on what we're doing. And Diksha is a form of tapping into, for want of a better word, the ether, and bringing down what that person has blocked out. So you become the conduit for their blessing. And it's a win-win situation. You get blessed while blessing somebody. And it really intrigued me. So I managed to save money, and I went to India, where I purchased my first bowl. Now, when I came back to South Africa after spending 3 weeks in India, meditating and going from one ashram to another, I came back, and my ceramic teacher said to me, "Come and experience the sound journey." And I said to her, "What is a sound journey?" So she said, "Bring a yoga mat, a pillow, and yourself." And I was blown away completely by the experience, out-of-body experience, to sum it up, basically. And after attending 4 of these, I eventually plucked up the courage, and I went to the person hosting it, and I said, "I have a single bowl, and I know just by what I've experienced through what you've done that there's a fortune that I need to learn. Please, would you teach me?" And my teacher said to me, well, she wasn't my teacher then. She said to me, "You don't want to learn through me. I'm really not a good teacher. I'm not a good person, whatever." And I said to her, "Well, that's the universe coming through you. You're going to be my teacher. Please teach me." And I spent 2 years under her tutorship, and I learned the nuances of bowls. You know, there are different ways of playing bowls. You can use it's called a beater. I really rather call them inviters. You're inviting it to almost open its voice to whatever either environment they're in, on the person they're on, or whatever the circumstance is. And to me, they're more than just bowls. They're almost like sentient beings. The healing processes that I've seen from people that have been released from past traumas, from physical ailments. I mean, I had one where I did for a group of, it must have been between 60 and 100 yogis, and they were doing a yoga weekend. And it was in a hall, and I was wondering to myself, are these vibrations, are the sounds even getting out there? And somebody 2 weeks later sent me an email to say, "Jason, I'm sorry this is late, but I just want to let you know that I suffer from deep vein thrombosis. I've been on medication my whole life. I go from one doctor to the next, and I came home after the sound journey, after the yoga and sound journey, and I was on my couch watching TV and looked down and saw my ankles for the first time in years. And she said, "You're the healer." I said, "No, the bowls are the healer. You actually healed yourself. You relaxed enough to heal yourself." The body, when relaxed, has an innate ability to heal itself.
Yeah.
And that started my journey, but it's an ongoing journey because you learn each time different sequences, different nuances that can come out of the bowls. I was taught a very structured Buddhist way of placing the bowls on somebody when treating somebody. And I used to do group sound journeys with my teacher. And she taught me how to not only just strike a bowl on the side, but actually how to sing a bowl, which is not many people know that, but it's a powerful way of releasing an even deeper vibration, especially when working on people. And yeah, it's when we started doing group sessions, I noticed in the beginning people seemed to be under the spell of the sound, and we were doing the Buddhist set up way, and we just practiced beforehand actually how we would do it. And when she turned around to me eventually after 3 years, she said, "Okay, I'm pulling out of this. You know your bowls." And I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" She said to me, "You know the bowls, but how are you going to do it?" And I said to her, "Well, my observation is a lot of the regular people that were coming were in the beginning completely under the spell of the sounds and the vibrations. And towards the end, I noticed that people were almost in their brain space anticipating that next sound because they were used to that sequence." And I said, "I'd rather do stuff intuitively because I can feel vibration. And I think it's a lot working with the bowls that I can feel people's vibration. I can sense energies and things like that. And I'd rather do things intuitively." And it's through that I've done a fortune of learning, just working with people and picking up the energies that I'm feeling and translating that back into sound and vibration.
Thanks, Jason. That's quite a journey that you went on. And I'm also very fascinated by vibration and sound. Obviously, my practice, we do quantum resonance, which is basically vibration. And it's amazing to see that at the source of all these healing modalities is really a vibration, right? And sound is also a vibration that you're able to send those vibrations from the bowl into the human body to help release tension or blockages or something. I mean, that the bowls almost talk at that, like you said, at the cellular level of that vibration. And it's really interesting.
Right.
People don't appreciate that just sound is so powerful. I mean, I guess even in the religious and other literature, right? They talk about sound as the beginning. Like I think in the Christian literature, the first sentence is the
Well,
sound.
in Judaism and in the Muslim belief as well, the first thing was sound, and from sound everything basically emanated. And if you look at the scientific level, they say the Big Bang, and everything started from there.
Correct.
So yes, it's interesting that, but also, I mean, one thing that is quite amazing that I share with people that come to me for personal sound journeys is the first thing that wakes you into a consciousness before you even born, while you're still in your mother, is that of sound. It's what wakes you into consciousness. The one commonality that every living being has on this planet is that we have all heard our mother's heartbeat. That is a common thread that is through every single living being. In fact, every living animal has heard their mother's heartbeat. And as traumatic as birthing is, and one can imagine just taking your first breath, expanding your lungs must be a painful experience. There is comfort for the baby to hear the mother's voice and the father's voice. This would have traveled through the amniotic fluid to building their memory and building their consciousness, which comes to the fore once they are born. Yes.
So the fluid probably even amplifies the sound, right? Because I guess
It certainly does.
you know, like when you're swimming in a swimming pool, I don't know if you've ever heard those speakers sometimes they have under the pool. You can actually hear the sound like almost louder under the pool because the water is a better transmitter of sound. So it probably amplifies it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. That's how whales communicate miles from each other in the ocean by emitting sound frequencies.
yes, correct. So, Jason, I would love to understand what you found to be the healing mechanism in these sound journeys. Like, what type of healing do they do? How do they actually work? Maybe in simple man terms for our viewers to understand.
Okay. The bowls basically work on a vibrational frequency, and it takes one from disharmony or discord into a harmony or synchronization, and one's self-perception. One is feeling it within oneself as opposed to an external stimuli. And most of us live our lives hearing car hooters, sirens, jingles on the radio and whatever. It's short, brief sound clips. With the sound bowl, it's a pure, archaic sound, which lulls the brain. It almost coerces the brain to stop working, not that you don't think, but that it stops going through the thought process and you start hearing through the body, the heart, because not only are our ears sensory, but our skin is sensory. So vibrations will be, amplified because we are 70 to 80% water.
Wow. And you mentioned about, when we were talking before the recording, you mentioned about the planets and how the bowls were, at least the practice that you're doing, how the bowls were designed around the planets and the chakra system. I mean, I found that really interesting.
Okay.
Maybe you can explain that and how that works.
Okay. I think, as I mentioned earlier, what I'm working with is something that has come to the fore in the 21st century, which is sound and vibration. In fact, the bowls themselves predate Buddhism from the research that I've done, and go back to a tribe which still exists in small patches called the Bon. They exist in small patches in the Himalayas. They're shamanic by practice, and they were master metallurgists. They were the original founders of 7 planets, known planets then, corresponding to 7 chakras. And this got then included into Buddhism and Hinduism. Each bowl corresponding to the 7 planets would have 7 different amounts of 7 different metals. Sun being gold, moon being silver, mercury, copper, zinc, tin, and along the lines of that, corresponding to the planets. And if you look at a Himalayan bowl, which is hand beaten, you can actually see the beat marks in the bowl. And it's a whole process because the maker of the bowl is concentrating on the sound, number one, but also chanting like an Om and imbuing that into the bowl, which is then almost imbued and released from the bowl when you play it. But you've got to know how to play it, and there is also a lot of power behind intention behind a sound journey. I think intention is a huge part of the healing process. When you speak to somebody beforehand, hear of what if they want to talk about it, what their issues are and things like that, you can actually, well, I know with my bowls, when I place my bowls on somebody and I'm doing a chakra cleaning, I can pick up a blockage within a chakra just by the pitch of the bowl and assist somebody in balancing their chakras from that.
So I wanted to go into a bit more on this chakra cleansing work, because would you place the corresponding bowl onto the sort of chakra point on the person? So I guess the person will be lying down and you'll put a bowl maybe on their heart, if you're using the heart bowl, and you would make the bowl sing, and the way it sings, you would be able to hear that there's something wrong with that chakra, like it might sing slightly out of pitch or something like that, and you'd be able
Exactly.
And then what?
Exactly that.
And then what would you do then? So would you then be able to use the same bowl to treat that chakra, to help balance that chakra?
You can use the same bowl. I've done that, but what I often find is replacing that bowl with another one. And when that bowl pitches correctly, replacing back the original heart bowl to hear the pitch then. And you can almost pick up then when it sings correctly, okay, this is now unblocked.
Yeah, so I was asking, some chakras are quite difficult to get to with a bowl, like the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. How would you put a bowl on top of those places?
The crown chakra, I usually put a bowl behind the person. The same thing goes for the root chakra. I usually put that between their legs. With regards to the third eye, I use a tuning fork, which is balanced to the arm sound, which I then place. While hitting the heart chakra, it almost resonates. It resonates in sympathy with one another, so the vibrations tune in. Just like if you put clocks in a room, and they're all ticking at a different time. The next day you go into that room, they're all going tick, tock, tick, in resonance with one another. The same thing happens with the bowls and the vibration.
Yeah, that's cool, because I guess they would start going into resonance as you start playing the bowls. The body would sort of resonate almost at the same frequency as the bowls. That's what you're doing. You're tuning in the body to be into sync with this pure.
Exactly. It's called sympathetic resonance. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we work on the same principles in quantum resonance as well. So I'm fascinated that you're using it in sound as well. So Jason, we've got the upcoming Wellness Hub in a few weeks. I know you're going to be doing a talk or a showcase of your bowls. Maybe give us a little bit more information. What can visitors expect?
Okay, I'm looking forward to the hub, the health hub. I think that it's a great format to highlight the different natural remedies that we have available to us, as opposed to the medicinal or artificial remedies that people have been coerced into using over time. And I think, especially since COVID, people are going back to basics and finding that there are so many alternative medicines available out there. And yes, I look forward to bringing a couple of bowls and demonstrating for people to feel what vibration feels like, to hear and feel. I can direct, like, this is okay, a solar plexus bowl that I'm putting in your hands, play that bowl with them holding it and showing them where they should feel it in their body. And I would also like to do a demonstration of what happens to water in a bowl, because I think that is one of the most fascinating things to see, how the vibrations turn and almost looks like it's boiling the water within the bowl.
So would you actually put water in the bowl? You put water in the singing bowl and then you actually start playing it, like making it sing? Okay. So the water starts to like bubble almost.
In wine glasses, when they put water in wine glasses and sing it. Well, slightly differently with a bowl, it goes even deeper. It actually, because of the vibrational content, the water starts rippling on itself, and then it actually starts bubbling up. It actually pings off the top of the surface. It's quite an amazing thing to watch. Yes.
So does the temperature of the water actually change? Does it actually start going to boiling point? No. So
Okay, you get different bowls made in different parts of the planet. You get Burmese bowls, which are mainly cast. You get Chinese bowls, which are also cast. And they do emit sound, they do emit vibration, but they are usually a single note. Whereas what I find with the Himalayan bowls, they emit up to three different notes within their range of a bowl. The same thing can be said for the crystal bowls. The crystal bowls are incredibly powerful and incredibly loud, but it is a single note. Whereas what I found with the Himalayan bowls, you can have a range from a D to an F to a G within one bowl, from the beginning sound to the full frequency and back down to the fading frequency. It does alternate. And if you then put another bowl with it, they go in synchronization, and it's almost like you can hit one bowl, another bowl, one will be a D, one will be a D sharp, and they almost resonate together to form a C.
So the Himalaya bowls sound like they're much more versatile and they have a bigger range to operate in. How does that actually benefit the person receiving the sound journey?
They benefit the person having the sound journey because of their frequency range. I mean, people often say to me after experiencing a personal sound journey, wow, that was like an amazing experience. When can I come again? And I usually say to people, listen to your body. When your body says you need it, come again. But if you were to come back tomorrow, you would have a different sound journey because you are a different person. And I would be picking up the vibrations, differently. So that certainly does affect the person in terms of the range of what you can work with what I find with the Himalayan bowls.
So Jason, do you do mostly group sessions or individual sessions? How do you get people to experience your sound journeys?
Okay, the best way for exposure, I think group settings are amazing. I do regularly. In fact, I'm doing one today. I do twice a month at a rehab center, which is for a group. And I have done in the past for groups of people. It's one way of them experiencing the sound, and for team building, it's an amazing experience because everybody will experience the sound journey differently, but everybody would have experienced something uniquely different, which then gets the group going for group cohesion. And wow, this is what happened for me. Some people see color's vibration. Makes sense. Some people have out of body experience and they say, well, they were in other realms. That also makes sense. You're literally vibrating at a higher frequency and opening yourself up to those other frequencies, which, because of our brains and the way it functions, is very much blocking off a lot of the other frequencies that are coming through to us on a daily basis. Yes.
I can definitely vouch for sound journeys because I've had a few in my life and they've been very relaxing. I think I've slept like within a few minutes of the sound journey beginning, and there was obviously tension that was in my body that just relaxed, as soon as the sound began. So guys, we've come to the end of our show, but I'm going to leave Jason's details below. You can check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. Check out his group sound journeys that he offers. He's also at the Wellness Hub in a couple of weeks, so you can come visit, come and see the bowls, come hold them, and actually feel what they can actually do within your being. Jason, we really appreciate your time. Do you have any closing remarks for our listeners and viewers?
I look forward to seeing you at the market. Come and experience what is available to you. As well as there is one big difference that I didn't mention earlier, and that is between giving individual sessions and group sessions. In individuals, I can place bowls on people, which is a completely different experience to a group one, where to hold the sound journey, I can't put a bowl on every single person. And that is a huge difference with healing as well. But thank you very much for your time in the interview, and I'm really excited and looking forward to the market.
Thank you, Jason. So there you guys have it. Sound can be the route to go within and release the tension. This seems to be a common theme that we've had through all our episodes. We've talked to tremor release experts, sacred plant medicine journeys, sangomas. So the truth is that you can heal yourself by releasing the tension and trauma that you're holding, and relaxing and letting your body do the healing work. And Jason offers sound journeys, which is one way of doing that, releasing your tension. So do check it out. Ciao, guys.